coming behind me, you'll see Officer Mayor Teasdall, Alderman Wilson, the City Manager Bobkowitz, Evanston Chief of Police Rich Eddington, Commander Hartley, and the School Officer Larry Davis. I'm going to give you guys a recap of where we are right now. This involves a death investigation involving an explosive device. On 9/14 at approximately 3:53 a.m., the Evanston Police Department received notification of a loud explosion, possibly involving a blown transformer, in the general area of 1000 block of Sherman, Evanston, Illinois. Police responded into this area, but lacking an exact location, were not able to identify the source of the loud report. At approximately 5:48 a.m. on the same date, the Evanston Police Department were notified by a citizen that a body, presumed deceased, was in Fitzsimmons Park, located in the 800 block of Lee Street, Evanston. Evanston Police responded, confirming there was a male body on the ground in the park, deceased. At this time, officers also observed what they believed to be an operable explosive device next to the body. Evanston Police then notified the Cook County Bomb Squad, determined the safety perimeter, and notified the area residents by going door to door. The Cook County Bomb Squad examined the explosive device and rendered it inoperable on scene in place. A second safety search was conducted by the Cook County Bomb Squad and the Evanston Police Department. Once the area was deemed secure, evidence technicians from the Evanston Police Department and the North Regional Major Crimes Task Force began to process the scene for evidence. This examination continues at this time. An additional safety canvass of the area was conducted and did include the nearby junior high school of Nichols Middle School. Continuing this investigation, the Evanston Police Department investigators determined the identity of the deceased, whose name is being withheld pending the next of kin notification. Having determined the victim's identity, Evanston Police investigators responded to the location in the 1000 block of Main Street in Evanston, this being what was believed to be the deceased's residence. While at this location, Evanston Police determined that no immediate public safety risk further existed. Evanston Police investigators will be working with the Federal Bureau of Investigation as it pertains to the forensic examination of the deceased's computer, as it might contain additional pertinent information. Preliminary investigation now indicates that the deceased had in his possession 2 explosive devices, one of which detonated, ending his own life. The second rendered inoperable by the Cook County Bomb Squad. This investigation remains open and ongoing, pending additional investigative initiatives, further forensic analysis, all involving the Evanston Police Department, the Cook County Medical Examiner's Office, the NORTAF Task Force, and Office of the Federal Bureau of Investigation. I apologize, and also Superintendent Murphy.
You mentioned no immediate threat existed following the search of this residence. Did you find a suicide note or something indicating that?
No suicide note was found.
So at this point, you don't know if this was suicide?
We're investigating it right now as a death investigation involving an explosive device.
Does this guy have any criminal background?
He was known to another police agency who we reached out to and had contact with to get further investigative knowledge about him.
In the state?
Yes.
Were any explosives found at the apartment you searched?
That search is continuing, and the totality of that search is not concluded yet.
What was found at the residence that leads you to believe that there's no other devices out there, there's no other safety threats?
The investigation continues, and right now the pertinent thing that we think at that location is, and like I said, the search is ongoing, is the forensic analysis of his computer, and sometimes that would yield possible additional information for us.
What was the other jurisdiction that he was known to, and for what reason?
The jurisdiction right now, we're going to not comment on because we're still relating and the investigation is still ongoing with them, so I'm not prepared to comment on that.
Not even what he was wanted for, known for by the organization?
Not at this time, no.
Was it anything in any way related with explosives, or did he have any background in making?
I'm not going to go into his background at this point. We're still conducting an investigation. We know that he has had contact with another police department, and we're currently working with them at this time.
Commander, it sounds as if at this point you're not saying this was a suicide, no one needs to be worried.
Well, in any investigation, it progresses, and sometimes things change. What I'm telling you now is what we know, and I don't want to mislead anybody, and if I have a no comment on it, it's because that we don't have enough details to be succinct on it.
So there's no reason to believe that he was involved with other people who might also have explosive devices and were planning something larger?
We're investigating all avenues, and until we conclude and determine what, if any, additional situations exist regarding additional people or motive, we will continue that, and that's what's ongoing.
Does he have any connection to the school, and also is there any evidence that he was trying to harm anyone other than himself?
The investigation continues, and all that will probably be forthcoming as we conduct. We have to do additional interviews, we have to see what's on the computer, and all that will probably come to light, if anything, in the near future.
Did he live alone?
I do not.
And do you know if he lived with other people in the same apartment?
We're still looking into that to see if there was any additional situations as far as co-evidence.
Commander, the man who found the body said he believed there might have been a handgun in the bag. Can you comment on that?
That I don't know anything about, so I'm not certain that hasn't come to light.
Can you describe the explosive devices at all? Were they pipe bombs?
Indications are that it was probably a pipe bomb.
I guess the thing that probably causes most worry among people is that here's an individual who now we know had 2 explosive devices in the early morning hours near a public school. And why he was there and what his motive was, I know you say you don't know, but that certainly is something that is reason for alarm for residents.
Yes, certainly. As you can see, we have behind us city officials ranging from the school district to the mayor to aldermen to police officials. We take this extremely serious. And that's why at this point our investigation continues, and it not only involves the Evanston Police Department, but the county and also the Federal Bureau of Investigation and also ATF. So
Commander, was the body...
Are the schools going to be closed tomorrow?
At this point, it's looking so because as we progress at the scene and uncover additional physical evidence that needs to be collected, it would be improper more than likely to have anybody in that area, obviously, including students, faculty, and staff. So the school will probably be looking.
Both schools, the junior high as well, or just the grammar school?
It would probably only pertain to middle school.
Commander, was the body discovered headless, and did you discover a head?
The body sustained a lot of injury. The exact amount of trauma is being determined right now by our evidence technicians.
So it would not be fair to say that it was discovered headless?
The evidence technicians right now on the scene are determining that because once the scene was rendered and deemed safe, then they go in there and they're conducting that investigation as we're talking right now. That type of information will probably be given to me, which I can give to you then once the evidence technicians conclude their investigation.
You say he was known to another police agency in the state. Did he have a record? Was he arrested, or he had been questioned? I mean, can you just...
All I can say at this point is that we're working with another police department and trying to gain some further information about it.
Commander, is the closure of the school tomorrow strictly for evidence collection, or do you have a reason to be concerned about safety there?
If the Evanston Police Department, the school district 65, or city officials even think that there could be a remote possibility, we would always err on the side of caution. And as it pertains right now, the investigation is ongoing. We have to do a lot of interviews. We have to, again, conduct an analysis of what's on his computer. So before those things are answered, we're going to err on the side of caution. precaution.
So in addition to evidence collection, there is a remote possibility you're concerned about safety at that school.
We're always concerned about safety. I mean, that's what we do. We
But
try-
any more so than usual?
Well, this is a very highly unusual circumstance, so I mean, it goes hand in hand.
Can you tell us if this individual had a history of mental issues?
I'm not prepared to go into his mental state at this point.
Uh,
When was the school first notified about this? The school was notified early in the morning, the exact time, I'm not sure.
How was the second device have been triggered?
I'm sorry?
How would the second device have been triggered? Was there like a triggering device on it? How would it have?
Yeah, the second device that was discovered adjacent to the body was detonated by the Cook County Bomb Squad employees.
Was there a detonator on it, or how would it otherwise have been detonated? Had it not been found by you guys, was there some device for triggering it? Or?
Well, yeah, it was a pipe bomb, and normally those things are the type of fuse, and then it goes into, gunpowder within the object is containing the pipe.
But it had not been, fuse had not been lit when it was found.
Not that I know.
Is there anyone from the city who can comment? I mean, you're saying essentially that you don't believe there is any immediate safety threat at this time, but you're not really sure what this guy's motive was, whether to harm more people other than himself. Is there anyone from the city who can say, where people should be in Evanston right now in terms of how worried, or whether they, how close this came to something really serious?
Well, what I can tell you,
Do you want me to get to that?
The city. What should residents take away?
The Evanston Police Department and the Cook County Bomb Squad have done an excellent job. Their investigation is ongoing, and everyone should know that they're doing excellent work, and I have a lot of confidence in them.
Should residents be worried though? I mean,
But most people are worried at this point.
So if you're saying you're worried, that would lead me to believe that perhaps you're concerned about the school being a target?
I'm a mother and a grandmother. I worry.
I have two students that attend this school. I'm the alderman in the fourth ward. And this is obviously a very highly unusual situation. So I think that we should all be vigilant and paying attention. If anyone sees anything unusual, they should make a point of raising that. But at this point, it is just an ongoing investigation. I would expect that the police will uncover every lead, every trail, everything that they can do to make sure that there are no risks, and I expect that that's what will happen through the course of the investigation.
what I'd like to do now, and I know you guys have questions, and you always have good questions, but I think that I've given you as much as I can possibly give you as it pertains to the investigative circumstances at this time. So I know that you guys have time constraints as we do. We have to do some ongoing police work here. So I'd like to conclude this. Thank you for coming, and just so you know, if anything additional comes out, there will be additional press briefings, and you guys will get ample notice from me for those briefings. Thank you.
Oh, that's a good question.